Hi guys! In this video, I am going to show you the basics of creating a Google Classroom and using it. So the first thing you need to do is go to your Google. I'm on a Chrome browser. I'm going to click on this waffle on the right hand side and go to Classroom. Once I get there, you are going to see that I have a couple classrooms that I'm a part of, but we are going to create a new class by clicking the plus sign and selecting Create Class. If you were joining somebody's class or if your students were logging in to join your class, they would click this Join Class. But we're going to go ahead and create one. And I'm just going to name it my test class. And I could add a section, a subject, or a room. This might be for the higher grade levels when you're teaching multiple different sections of students. So I'm going to go ahead and click Create. Once it creates my class, it's going to pop up for me so I can change and mess with some of the things in this classroom. So this is my test class, and it says my name right up here. The first thing that I do, which is not necessarily the most important thing, is I change my theme, which is my banner right here. To select a pre-made theme, you just hit Select Theme, and you can select any of these different themes and make it kind of customizable for you. If you're a coach, maybe you would select one of these sports themes. But I'm going to actually go ahead and I'm going to upload my own. So in order to upload my own photo, I just click Upload Photo. I'm going to select a photo from my computer. And I had created a GIF of my Bitmoji. That is the photo that I'm going to go ahead and use. So I'm going to find that on here. It's easier for me to just find it here instead of typing and searching. But I'm going to upload this. Unfortunately, the whole thing is not going to be shown because you can only show so much, but I'm just going to do the best that I can and press Select Class Theme. Now it's changing and it has updated to my photo. The next thing you're going to need to know is your class code. It shows up right here on your banner. You can click it to open it so it is larger. Every student that is in your classroom has to enter by entering this class code. So you want to make sure that this is available to your students. They only enter it one time, and then they will be a part of your classroom until you take them out or you archive your class. They will be a part of your classroom. So they do not have to enter this class code every single time, just that first time. I'm going to X out of that. The next thing on your banner is this Meet link, and we don't have one yet, so it says Generate Meet link, and that's what we're going to do because this creates a Google Meet link that anytime you want to get on Google Meet with your students, they can click on the link and join you in a meet. So I'm going to generate this Meet link. I'm going to click that again. And it generates the link for me, and I can save that to my page. There is a button down here that says Visible to Students. If you leave this on, that Meet link will be on your classroom banner at all times. Your students can go and join a meet without you. So for me personally, teaching a younger grade level, I don't have a problem with this. If their parents want them to join a meet and the students can chat together, that's not a problem for me. If you teach a higher grade level, I have definitely heard the argument that you might want to turn this link off when you're not going to be in the meet together because students could get on at any time, and that, of course, could lead to inappropriate behaviors. So I'm going to keep mine on, but you can turn yours off by clicking right here, and it turns white. And I will hit Save. If at any time you want to change that setting, and let's say that you don't want it to be visible or you do want it to be visible, you're going to come up to the right-hand side, click on your settings. It will open up, scroll down to where it says Meet, and then you could turn that link off by clicking this Visible to Students right here. And I will go ahead and save that and show you what that looks like. So now I will still see my link right here, but I see this little eyeball with a line through it. This means that when my students log in, they will not see this link, okay? So you could leave it off and turn it on 5 minutes before you're supposed to meet, and that way you kind of cut down on those extra times that they might be meeting with each other without you. But that's just up to you. And the next thing I'm going to show you is what we are actually currently on the stream. So on the stream, you're going to see anything that you post to your classroom, it will show up here on the stream. I don't normally use this, but you can always share something with your class on the stream. For example, I might say, hello, how are you today? And if I post this, it will show up on my stream and my students could comment back to me. Like I said, I'm in a younger grade level. It's not something that I normally use, but it definitely would be a good just a way to discuss different topics with your students if you have older children. The next thing that I am going to show you is the Classwork page. So if we go over here at the top to Classwork, you are going to see where you can create assignments for your class. If you want to create a new assignment, you hit create, and then you have a few different options. The first one I'm going to show you is the material. So if I want to add new material that my students can see, but they're not necessarily completing anything, I am going to hit material. And when I add this, I'm going to actually go ahead and add my Bitmoji Classroom so that my students can always have access to my Bitmoji Classroom. That's where I have linked my Google site. So I am going to make that available for them. So my title is Bitmoji Classroom. My description, it could really be anything. I'm just going to say, click here to see our Bitmoji Classroom. And then to add my Bitmoji Classroom, I am going to add the link that I have for my classroom. I will click add and then link. And then to get my link, I am actually gonna have to open a new tab. I'm gonna have to find my link for my Bitmoji Classroom. And mine is right here. I put it on the bookmarks tab. So when I click that open, it takes me right to the present mode of my Bitmoji Classroom. So I'm gonna go ahead and just copy that link there, and I'm gonna paste it in here so that I can add the link to my material. And now once I post this, my students will be able to click right here and go directly to our Bitmoji Classroom. So over on this side, you're going to see who you are posting it for. So right now, I don't have any students in this test classroom, so it automatically defaults to all students. But if you only wanted to post for a few students, you could select their names here. You can also put this under a topic if you would like to. I have not created any topics yet, so if I wanted to put it under a topic, I would create topic here. And I will show you what that means in just a minute. Right now, I'm going to leave it under no topic. And I'm going to go up to the top and press post. So now this has been posted to my classwork. So my students would be able to click on that and they would be able to go right to that link that I had posted for them. You're also going to see this in your stream. So you see the question that I posted earlier. Now you're also going to see this material that was posted in your stream, okay? So I'm gonna go back to the classwork tab because now I'm gonna post an assignment and I'm actually going to do mine under a topic. So I am going to go in and create my topic first. I have seen classrooms and last year when I used Google Classroom, I used my topics as math, reading, writing, science, and I just put all of the corresponding assignments under those tabs. This year, I learned something from a colleague of mine, and she suggested that we do our topics based on weeks. And I thought that was a really great idea. I have younger kids. They would be able to see exactly what they're supposed to complete for the week because it's all under the same topic. So you can create topics in any way that you want to. I am going to post mine by week. I'm going to hit the Create tab, go down to Topic, and then my topic is going to be for our first week of school, week of 8/25 to 8/28. Those are our first few days of school, and I'm going to click Add. When I add that, my topic comes up like this. So it's really clear to see when I post assignments in this topic, they will fall right under here. I'm going to do that just to show you. I'm going to go ahead and create assignment. And I'm just going to do our math chapter 1. And then I can do my instructions here. Please complete and turn in. And my math chapter 1 is saved as Google Slides. So I'm going to find that by pressing add. I'm going to go to my Google Drive because that's where I've saved. And once it pops up, I'm going to be able to find my math chapter 1. I have a lot of assignments on here, but I'm going to find my math chapter 1. And I'm going just to double click it and it will insert for me automatically. The biggest thing you need to know about creating an assignment and adding something like this is this drop down right here. Right now it has defaulted to students can view file. That means that they will be able to open my Google Slides, they will be able to see everything. However, they will not be able to edit anything. They will not be able to complete any of this work. If I drop down on the students can view file, I can change that. If you select students can edit file, they are all going to be editing the same file. So Johnny might be in completing chapter 1 and Susie is too, and they are on the same file and they can see what each other is doing and they're typing over each other. So I don't want that. I want to make a copy for each student. So I generally always choose make a copy for each student because I want them to complete their own assignment. Once I do that, they will each have a copy of this Math Chapter 1 Google Slides, and they will be able to edit it so that they can turn in their answers. So if I come over here to the right-hand side, I'm going to see some different options. Like I said, you can select if you want this to go to all students or just students individually, which is great for differentiation. I don't have any students in this classroom, like I said, so it defaults to all students. I can select a point value. I can select a due date. So let's say I want it to be due on the 28th, that Friday, and the time defaults to 11:59 p.m. You can change that if you'd like. This is where the topic comes into play. Right now, this will not be listed under a topic, but I want to list it under my week of 825 through 828. So I'm going to select that topic, and that's the topic it will be posted under. You can always create a rubric. You can also do the check for plagiarism. I have heard that you can only do this a certain amount of times. So I wouldn't want to do it on my Math Chapter 1 slides. I'd maybe do it for a writing assignment. Another big thing when creating assignment is up here in the top right where it says assign, there is a drop down. If you hit that drop down, you can come down here to schedule. When I click on schedule, I am scheduling a time for this assignment to be pushed out for my class to see. I'm going to drop down and I want this to be pushed out on that first day of the week that we're there, which is actually a Tuesday, 8:25. And I want it to be pushed out at 8 a.m. because that's when we will start school. So when I hit schedule, it schedules that assignment for that time and takes me back to my classwork page. You'll notice that on the classwork page, once I have scheduled something, it shows up gray. That means that my students cannot see it yet. They will not see it until August 25th at 8 a.m. when I have scheduled it for. You can see the difference between the Bitmoji classroom that I posted. This is something they can see. And this one that is gray, they cannot see it just yet. If you want to edit an assignment, you can click these 3 dots on the side. When I click those 3 dots, I can edit my assignment or I could delete my assignment. Let's say that you don't want them to do Math Chapter 1 anymore on those days, you would delete it. Sorry, you probably hear my dog walking in the background. But you could also edit the assignment here too. So that's those 3 dots on the side. All right. The next tab we have here is the People tab. And on the People tab, you're going to see the teachers of that class. You could add a co-teacher, invite a co-teacher here. And then you're going to see the students. Now, I don't have any students saved, So I'm not seeing any names there. That's okay. There's also a grades tab. So there are assignments that you can create that will be graded for you. For example, a quiz assignment. You could do a blank quiz. You could create your own quiz that could be graded for you. Those grades will show up here. If you create an assignment and then you enter their grades on the assignment, you'll also see those grades show up here as well. So I don't normally use this grades tab because my grade level does standards-based grading, so I wouldn't necessarily need these traditional grades over here. I am going to show you a couple more things in the settings. So if you go up to the wheel, you can change the name of your class here. You can have a class description, section, room, subject. You can change all of that. You can also change some of these different things, general things about your class. So let's say I did see, I'm not sure how to, here's where you can display your class code. If you didn't know how to do that from the beginning, I showed you on the banner. So if I clicked on that, it would show up like that. I did see somewhere where you could change this class code. Let's say a class code generated for you and it was something, the letters maybe made a word that might be inappropriate. I did see somewhere where you can change that. I am not exactly sure how to do that. So if you scroll down a little, you're going to see things about the stream. So on the stream right now, my students can post and comment. So like I posted and I said, hello, how are you today? Students could post that as well. They could also comment back to mine. So I'm going to go ahead and change that. I only want my students to be able to comment and not necessarily post a discussion. So I'm going to change mine to students can only comment. You could also change it to where students can't post or comment. So you could do teachers can only do that. But I'm going to do my students can comment. I would like for them to answer my questions on that stream. Okay, so if I scroll down, this is where I showed you the Meet link. And if you wanted to make it visible to students or you didn't, you could turn that on and off. There's also a category down here about grading, and I don't typically use the grading. This is getting a little more into detail here, but you can play with this and do a grading system here on Google Classroom. So once you've changed the settings to exactly how you want them to be, you would press save in the top right corner, and you can always go back and change those. So those are just the basics of Google Classroom. I haven't shown you anything awesome or particularly cool, but if you needed to know the basics of Google Classroom, this should get you through. I hope it was helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to comment, and I will try to get back to you. Thanks, guys.